Welcome to this week's edition of NFL News Flash. Now, here's your host, Noah Ricks.
Hello everybody, I am Noah Ricks, and welcome to the second edition of NFL News Flash, where I give you the NFL news from the past week and I react to it. Now, I have been thinking, I'm only going to do this during the summer, so I'm going to do this up until school starts. So, I'm going to give you all your details, but only up until the first day of school. Okay, so we're done with that, so off we go. Now we have a couple of players, an amount of players on PUP, officially unable to perform list. But we got 6 Ravens on PUP. That's very bad for them. Not good news for them at all. We have 3 Detroit Lions on PUP. And we have Jamal Charles on PUP. Arian Foster on PUP. And J.J. Watt on PUP. But it's safe to let them get healthy, rest, for the beginning of the season. Up next, the Bengals cut Taylor Mays only months after signing him due to a second suspension. Like I said last week, the suspensions are really going to hurt you, and you will suffer the consequences. Enough done there. And we have more retirements this week. Darnell Dockett, the defensive tackle, retires. Number 7 on Cardinals' all-time sack list. And the most important retirement, Greg Jennings. After 10 years, played with the Packers, Vikings, and Dolphins. He is ending a stellar career. So kudos to Greg Jennings. Vikings offensive tackle Phil Lowerholt retires at 30. We got Corey Wooten, the defensive lineman, retires. And that's it for retirements. So they are ending their careers quite early, but I can see why they might retire. So good luck to them in their post-NFL careers. So Anthony Davis wants to come out of retirement, the right tackle. He wants to get back in the NFL. If he wants to get back in the NFL, that's okay with me. He can do whatever he wants. Let's just wish him best luck. And we got Josh Gordon reinstated by the NFL on conditions. He is serving a 4-game suspension. Will be back in week 5 when the Browns take on the Patriots. But Josh Gordon needs to prove himself and step up his game in order to be an elite receiver. And another player was reinstated on conditions, Deion Jordan of the Dolphins. Enough there. 6, Devin Hester released by the Atlanta Falcons. He is aging, no doubt. He is not the player he used to be 10 years ago when he was returning punts and kickoffs. He was a dangerous threat in 2006. But I understand why the Falcons wouldn't want to cut him. He is just not what he used to be. And Randy Gregory of the Dallas Cowboys serving another suspension for substance abuse. He'll be suspended for 10 games. I don't know a lot about Randy Gregory, but you can't do drugs and that stuff. And plus, the Cowboys' 3 suspended players, it will cost them $250,000 in fines. So they need to take better control of their players. We had a lot of key signings this week. Anquan Boldin is joining the Lions. He is a good replacement for the retired Calvin Johnson. I think he will be a phenomenal receiver in Detroit. And Kurt Coleman of the Panthers signs a 3-year deal. He was a big part in the Carolina defense last year. The NFC champions took them to Super Bowl 50. And the Jets signed Bernard Pierce. That's a good signing. He will be good for a couple of running packages. And the Cardinals signed former Chargers linebacker Donald Butler. He just built up a great Arizona defense that took them to the NFC Championship game last year. They were 13-3 in the regular season. He is just building on that defense. Darren Lee, the first-round draft pick, signs a deal with the Jets. So he finally gets a signing. And Hakeem Nicks signing with the Saints. He is building up the receiving core that has not performed well as of late. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, probably the most important deal of the week. He signs a 1-year, $12 million contract with the Jets. I think that's a pretty good deal, but my only concern for him is that he just needs to finish out the games. He threw 3 fourth-quarter interceptions last year in the regular season finale against the Bills, which eliminated the Jets from the playoffs at 10-6. So he just needs to get these games and get victories. Also, Darren Sproles signs a 1-year deal with the Eagles. He is still a threat, even at 33 years old. He can still return the ball on you and take it for a touchdown. So watch out for this guy in the 2016 season. And we got Darius Slay signing a 4-year deal, $48 million with the Lions. That is a pretty fair deal. And can you believe this? This is the 3rd AFC South team Andre Johnson has been on. He signed with the Titans this week. That builds up the Tennessee offense, which went 3-13 last year. Hopefully, it will help the Titans in the long run. And last but not least, the 49ers signed first-round draft pick Joshua Garrett to a 4-year deal. That's it for the signings. But we have more news. Joey Bosa still not signed by the Chargers. I don't know why they signed him. You picked him third in the NFL draft. You used your 3rd round pick on this guy. He is a monster on the defensive line. The Chargers need to stop neglecting him and start treating him like a Charger. And we got some coaching extensions as well. Pete Carroll gets extension through 2019. In my opinion, I think he is going to be the Seahawks coach for years to come. Maybe in 10 years. In 10 years. And we got Mike Zimmer signing an extension with the Vikings. He turned the Vikings around from a 5-10-1 team to a playoff contender. He's built a pretty tough defense throughout the last 2 years in Minnesota. That is a pretty good extension. Now the Eagles linebacker, Nigel Bradham, arrested for suggested battery and assault. Now NFL players, they need to stop acting criminal because they are professionals. They need to stop acting like a bunch of thugs on the street because they have a job and they need to do it, just as any other job. Other news, Aqib Talib and DeMarcus Ware on non-football injury list. It is important for them to be ready for the season, and that's all there. Now, important news from Cleveland. The Browns will name the starting quarterback before the preseason opener. So it's either going to be Robert Griffin III, Josh McCown, or Cody Kessler. and it's most likely whoever does the best performance in camp will get the starting job. And final news, Le'Veon Bell wants to appeal his suspension. I have no say on this. It's his decision. He can do whatever he wants to. And plus, the Steelers really need this guy in the backfield. Well, they have Angelo Williams, but the combo, the Williams and Bell combo, will be better off for Pittsburgh. So that does it here from NFL News Flash. This is Noah Ricks saying good night and so long.